All right, welcome back. Unfortunately, we had to cut the political conversation short, but we're going to get back to that, of course. We have 4 months to go till the election, so there's a lot of talking that's going to happen with the general elections. But we're switching our conversations now just to, bring down the heat a little bit and talk friendships. I have here with me Adam Okeze and New Akpafuri. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Media personality and actor.
Yes, always.
Girl. So talking friendships, let me start with you now, because we're talking politics there. And one thing I've seen a lot happen around campaigns is people who fall out of friendships because, people who they are friends with support a candidate who they think is, for whatever reason, the worst option possible. Have you been in a situation like that recently or in the past where you were close to someone and you realized, is this really what you believe in? Or is that happening now even?
It's happening now where I've been in certain rooms and I see certain candidates being spoken about with such passion. I'm like, so is it me that is having a problem selecting friends? Because if you have this mindset, you're a questionable character. But I haven't really, at the end of the day, everybody, I heard a lady say, look, I'm voting for what benefits me, which I think is the mindset everybody has. So I try to keep things as separate as possible. It's like, okay, maybe I'll give you 2-3 steps if you have certain reasons or logic behind following a particular candidate. But I wouldn't say I've ended any friendships or anything like that because somebody's supporting. I'm not that invested in politics.
Has it happened to you?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's happening right now, like you said. I mean, not even like in the space of like just friends. Like you have family members where, you have this guy saying, oh, this is my candidate, and the other person saying, oh, this is my. But I feel like all of that, the one element that is missing is the fact that we are not thinking as a country. Do you understand? We are thinking individually. You have people saying, I beg, let me do the one that benefits me. Or let me do the one that benefits my people. But you understand that your people is not just your tribe or we are so many. It's the whole country. You understand? So I feel like we just need to bring that mindset to just get us.
So just to expand it away from politics maybe now, how do you navigate friendships with people who have sort of a different ideology from you? Is that possible? Is it possible to be friends with someone who believes in certain things that you find a little questionable, but maybe they are good people?
I love that.
But, they're just like, this guy's, he has very weird ideologies, but he's a good guy. Is that, are friendships like that possible?
Yes, 100% if you ask me. If you ask me, 100%. Because I feel like the difference, I don't say I don't want to be friends with someone who is entirely different from me.
You, right.
I want to be friends with someone that I can look at, learn from, good or bad, gain something from. If it's an idea or if it's your way of thinking or your way of life, even if it's not mine. Because worst case scenario, he cannot be the only person that believes that. And one day you might find yourself in a situation where you want to, shine a light or talk about something that has to do with that particular character. And the fact that you are, so conversant with that kind of person already, you know what to say.
I mean, friendship is such a strong word, I feel like. People use it very loosely. I'm somebody, I have quite a lot of pockets of friends. I have 3-4 people that I would say, okay, can fit into all my circles, but I also have very different circles of friends for different situations. I had friends I had when I was on radio who right now are hello hi people to me because their use and the friendship within that time space has expired. No, I don't want to come off wrong, but it's like there are certain people where, okay, when you're at a particular point in your life, the environment you're going to, the places you're going to, they are the people you're meeting very frequently. And if you move out of that space, you move as well. So I don't mind being friends with people who don't have the same ideologies as me, but I've learned very recently in the last year to not give any friendship more emotional or any type of importance than it is. Know the friends you have, know where each person falls. That way, you're not mixing circles. Nobody's feeling like, oh, I'm more of a friend to you than you are to me. Everybody knows where you are.
I think that's very, very interesting because I think that's also something I've learned over time. I have close friends. And I have different expectations for all of them. And my wife in particular always finds it interesting when someone does something and it hurts me, but the other person does it. And I'm like,
there's a different reaction.
And they're close friends. And I'm like, I know what's
this and you don't expect that.
But one thing I want to ask that is always sort of a touchy conversation with friendships is business. There are people who swear to never mix business with friendships. You know, there are people who have been burnt, or, you know, when the money conversation comes in, the friendship has to take a back seat, and then the conversation gets a little more intense or passionate. And most friendships die that way. Are you one to go into business with a friend and not fear the consequences?
Women supporting women. I find that... No, I find that a lot of... I have an insane drive. And it's very difficult, I think, in this time and age to find a fellow woman. Not that they are not driven women. Maybe I've just not been lucky enough to meet them. Who matches that? So in terms of business, it's always like me, I'm pushing for it really heavy. And the other person is like, yeah, it's going to work, it's not going to work. So I tend to keep it as separate, except I find somebody who, look, if it does not work, me and you, we are in problem, police is going to carry us. We have the same level of hunger to put into the business. That way, everybody kind of guns for it, as opposed to one person gunning for it more. But I've figured that in most cases, I think I'd rather just make your money and make my money. We buy our tickets separate and we go on the holiday.
No, I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, because
you don't mix business?
I do.
Okay.
Because for a fact, I feel like friendship is something that, if you understand...
Have you done it?
Yes, of course. Okay. I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
Because I feel like friendship is something that if you understand from the goal, the foundation is solid. For me, friendship is all about exchanging values over time, proving to me how much you mean to me, and I'm proving to you how much I mean to you. You understand? So over time, even when business or money or whatever will come, you understand that because your foundation is strong, the money will come and go, but your friend is still going to be there. That's the fact, because I feel like capitalizing so much more on the person that you are with is more like you trying to be in the sky and saying you don't want to fly so high.
No, I can plug you in, no doubt. Like, if I see something I can't do and I feel like you can do it, I'm definitely the friend that gives the referrals. But I just think it's really dicey because, again, like I said, what I'm thinking about, what I need the business for, where my mind is at, is very different from where the average person's own is. So it always comes off as, I'm gunning for this thing on 100, and you're giving me 40. And when money now comes, you want to split 50-50.
Values, foundation.
That's what I'm saying. Again,
foundation,
pockets of friendships. There are certain friends maybe I'll get into business with. Because, okay, like you said, we've established that, look, you're my person, you're my person, regardless. But I find on a wide scale, I think it's best if I know there's an opportunity you can make money from, I'll plug you in. I would assume you would do the same for me, but that we will now both put money. With the dollar rate.
I want to go into social media a bit, because I know people, I had a friend in the past who used to say, no matter what the situation is, if I'm in a fight, you must support me. Before even finding out what the issue is, then we can go back later and settle it. And I see that happen a lot on Twitter, you know, maybe someone is being dragged, which happens quite a lot on Twitter. And then people say, their friends are not even speaking up, but if it's another person. And it's always like, but that's why they're my friend, I can talk to them privately. What do you think of situations like that where if your friend screws up publicly, do you think you owe them the duty to call them out?
I think
every situation like that.
The topic of the mess up is really
it's very important.
If it's something
actually.
that me, I'm a believer. For me, the basis of anything in life is communication.
Yeah.
If it's something that I've seen is maybe a character flaw before now.
Yeah.
I don't tell you stop.
You.
Inside, you did not stop. You carry it outside. Is this what I'm going to do?
True.
I'm not going to say anything. But I'm also the friend that.
Would you join?
No, I'm
Would
very
you ever join?
I'm very non-partisan. I don't do
the dragging.
No.
In the dragging of my own friend? I won't lie.
I mean, like, you know, people know you. You're famous, and a famous friend does something, and people are saying, but Neil, you're not saying anything about it.
Yeah, okay. In situations like that, because everybody wants to treat social media like it's a real world. Like, you have to say something on there to mean something. But the truth of the matter is, I am very concerned about what real life says. I'm very concerned about what your character speaks to me when I sit down and I have a conversation with you. But in a situation where it's happening on there and I'm aware of something that you, just like you said, you're like, I don't tell you, man, you know, dwam. You know, and I'm seeing that you are actually falling, you know, social media is now on it and everything. I don't think I would jump into it because I feel like over time, I must have had like situations or times where I would have said, oh, don't do this, don't do this. So I feel like what I would rather say on social media, I must have said it over time. So there's no need.
There's
no need.
On a final note now, before we go, I want to talk competition. And it's something that it's almost inevitable, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of what's
every sector.
Do you think it builds or breaks friendships?
I've never. I've changed friends quite often from uni.
Because of that?
Yes, I've been assaulted by friends. I've been made to drink all sorts of concoctions by friends in uni. And it's just, I've been very blessed and very lucky. I came into this industry at, 17? I wanted the industry. I should say it in my hall, in my 100 level. And people would be like, oh, she's just talking. So for a lot of people, they don't know the work that's going on behind the scene to get you to where you are. So competition is unavoidable.
Yeah.
I think there's such a thing as healthy competition in friendship.
Yeah. Very.
But again, back to what you said, foundations, what are our values? Are you competing with me because you feel like you're better than me? Or are you competing with me because you feel like, oh, you know what? If my person and my friend can get to this point, so can I. Then that's fine.
Love.
But a lot of times with women, it's not really understood. I'm sorry.
You're opening a whole lot of How do you handle when you're jealous of a friend?
Jealous of a friend.
How do you handle it?
I tell the friend.
Really?
Okay.
I'm telling you.
I only get jealous in boys.
I tell the friend because I feel like you can be very expressive and be true. Because it helps. I tell you, oh guy, I for like that thing. So let me just bring this back. So while I was on the reality TV show, me and a very good friend of mine, right, Ozo, we were competing for this car. Right? It was the two of us for this car.
And he won.
And he won. I go with a guy. I won that car. But since today I drive the car, there is joy in it.
Of course.
So that's the truth. You just be honest and open. So,
that's a very, very good way to end it. Thank you very much, Neil. Thank you very much, Ada.
Thank you so much.
I'm a true believer in friendships, whatever the case is. As long as you understand the person, I think anything can work. Thanks a lot for joining us.
No
Thank you so much.